WiggleTheWise versus Fish Speaker. Looks like WiggleTheWise going for instant bans on Arena and Nomad. Fish Speaker banning Black Forest, Amazon Tunnel Arabia, Mega Random. We end up on Enclosed. Another Enclosed game here. As this is a best of one, there's, of course, going to be only a single game here. But let's get into it. All right, chat. We got ourselves a Fish Speaker here playing as the Georgians on the west side in red, and WiggleTheWise in orange playing as the Franks. Live viewers, let me know if these colors are hard to differentiate. I'm gonna leave it just to remain consistent with how things have been going so far, but if we need to change one of these players, now's the time. Speak now, because if we wait too long, it'll get confusing. Orange and red, what a combo. We're here on Enclosed, of course. The map with the unbuildable path terrain, rocky terrain around where you spawn, separating the player from the key resources. It's a really interesting map. It has a lot of unique dynamics you don't see in many other maps, mostly because of this like rocky terrain, but also fully safe wood right under your starting town center. And you really just got to go proxy for all of your gold, stones, berries. It's a risky game to play. I've lost to the hardest AI many a time on Enclosed. Lumber Camp coming down for WiggleTheWise. This is a B-League match. Whoever wins this gains the ability to challenge up to the A-League, challenge an A-League player and take their place if they win against that. So we'll see who takes this match, but so far we're just working on our starting build orders. Plenty of, are these water buffaloes? That's the one and only water buffalo noise I'll be making tonight. Well, maybe not. You never know. I can't make any promises. Plenty of water buffaloes under that TC right now, easily accessed, and the boars, or in this case the elephants, are real close by. They start real nearby to the town center as well, so should be no problems gathering those at whenever players at their convenience. Civs, today we have WiggleTheWise as the Franks, infamous maybe, Knight Paladin Cavalry civilization, strong, early light cav rush. They have cheaper light cavalry. Taking a couple of shots there. Watch out, Wiggle. You found your enemy's TC though, always good to know. Gotta keep that scout alive. So we might see scout rushing here from WiggleTheWise. Oh, he's housed. Quick, get that house up. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Quick, research loom. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're good. We're all good here. Or we could see Castle Age play cheaper castles to build for the Franks, and their knights have more HP by default. They don't get access to bloodlines, but they don't have to research bloodlines. They just have more HP. So Fish Speaker is new. New-ish to the Age 2 side of things. We've seen him before as Courier, or what else do we call him? That's pretty much it. He played in Age 4 pretty extensively last year. He was in a team when we did Winter Bash 1 in Age 2. He also has been casting a little bit tonight and last time as well, last week. So that's who you were hearing. If it wasn't me, it was Fish Speaker, also known as Courier. Also known as what were we calling him? Frickin' Fink Dimpleton, whatever that means. Okay. Let's see, change his name on Discord. I don't know. But yeah, Wiggle a little more around the Winter Bash Age 2 scene, I guess. Fish Speaker maybe a little more of an unknown to some of these players. It's a good point. Silly Seth, thank you. Villager eco production pretty consistent for both players here. Fish Speaker though, another player like Squeaky G, he's kind of got the Age 2 bug over the last like 4 months or so. I've been playing a lot online, ranked, with him, and he's improved a lot, and he's learning the game, and really getting into the practice and getting that game knowledge, getting that timings, all that down. We love to see. So I would argue Fish Speaker has a little less rust on him, a little more time in game right now between these two players. Also, Fish Speaker playing the Georgians, new DLC civ, which he has been working on recently on the ranked ladder with me and Squeaky, our little 3v3 team. Anybody's welcome, by the way, to join us online any night of the week if you're up late. Pretty much, we play a lot. I don't know. The Georgians, what's their deal? Well, very similar to the Lithuanians, actually. Poor WiggleTheWise gonna have to face up against another medium cavalry, heavy cavalry unique unit in the Manaspa. Fish Speaker's gonna be going for that second elephant now. Wiggle with a very, very aggressive proxy barracks. Fish Speaker doesn't quite see that yet in the Dark Age. These buildings are not gonna have the vision, but good grief. That is a risky barracks right there. Oh my goodness. Georgians, yeah, unique cavalry unit, Manaspa, out of the castle. It, similar to Lithuanians, gets plus attack when certain conditions are met. Unlike the Lithuanians with their relics, it's based on numbers. Based on, I think it's like 5, 10, 15 cavalry units nearby. They get +1 attack, so they can go up to +4 attack. It's a little bit easier to get to than the Lithuanians +4 attack with relics, actually. Georgians also have access to the fortified church instead of the monastery. We'll see if we get to that point. I've been trying to tell Fish Speaker to build more fortified churches because they provide +10% efficiency bonus to all economy workers in the vicinity, all villagers. And you can also make monks out of them. You can garrison units inside of them, which is their main difference from a monastery. You might also be looking at these mule carts and going, what the heck is going on here? Those basically function as a lumber camp / mining camp for the Georgians. And you can also move them around. They'll follow the wood line, and you can garrison them in their TC or in towers or whatnot. So some interesting variations in our 20-year-old game now. Trying to spice things up, I guess. But both players actually have clicked up to Feudal Age at within 10 seconds of each other. Impressive stuff there. Does Fish Speaker know about the barracks yet? He does not. Does he know about these crazy walls? He does not. So WiggleTheWise definitely is throwing some wild cards into this game. It only remains to be seen when those come into fruition for him. Back at home, he's going for some secure walling. And Wiggle, one of those players that has been able to, it seems like, tell when there's a hole a little bit more consistently than some. So it looks like he's going to be able to completely lock down this TC with the wood and hopefully farms around it later. Going out for those berries, mining camp. And let's see what these players do in Feudal Age. Stable now for Wiggle with this. Really, I want to see where he goes with this wall. I'm really curious what the plan is here. Because it could be very exciting. Still Fish Speaker, no knowledge of this barracks is incredible. Like that's I guess there's one tile of fog and then the barracks, so close. Market and Blacksmith. Lithuanians, definitely a civ that you want to fast castle with if at all possible. Get that Manaspa out. It's currently very strong. We'll see if they decide to nerf the unit in the future. A lot of times, AoE2 devs, when there's a new DLC dropped, those new civs are they're pretty strong when they come out first, because they want people to play them and figure them out, and then they'll balance it from there as things go. But Fish Speaker already on the way to Castle Age, so pretty darn clean fast castle here. Got those 2 buildings up, clicked real quick, and he's gonna have enough stone when he gets there to instantly drop the castle. Wiggle gonna need to have this hit real quick, this proxy right now, because it is it's looking great for Fish Speaker as far as the technology goes. WiggleTheWise with a few idols on those berries. Sorry, I think I tapped the mic there again. Gotta look into that. Gotta optimize that. And Wiggle with a bit of a scout rush now. Little does he know, in 1 minute 15, there's gonna be a castle going up. He has seen the mule cart on the stone though. He probably saw how many bills were there too. So here comes the tower. This is really interesting. Wiggle seems like he's got a pretty unique style, at least in these 2 games so far tonight. Like, I guess I gotta go back and compare other WiggleTheWise games, but the proxy military buildings into a tower somewhat rush with some unit supports there. It's pretty cool stuff. I love the aggression. And look at all these outposts on the north side too. Getting that vision, making sure he doesn't get surprised on the other side. This enclosed map, very exposed until you get those TCs up on the outside. So, love to see that. Now we'll see if Fish Speaker drops that castle. It's going to be right there on that gold, which I think will still be denied by the tower. There's plenty of other gold there in the back as well, though, if he needs it. So let's see what Wiggle does now. He doesn't see the castle going up yet. Wow, secret barracks. How original. Fish Speaker still doesn't see those barracks, by the way. So, I mean, I gotta give him credit. Hasn't made any units out of them, though. I thought you were Wiggle's biggest fan, Arduous. Come on. It kind of feels like, though, I don't know if WiggleTheWise knows this, but he's gonna need to either match the tech or do some damage quick, because Fish Speaker is going for an optimized, like pretty well optimized strategy here. Getting those castle age units out. I mean, even if this was just knights, it would be problematic for orange, right? Here's castle age now, 2 minutes 35 seconds away, and we're gonna need to wait and see what Fish Speaker decides to do now. Looks like that castle maybe was just in defense for now, as he's going for that TC on the berries and the gold, not making any units yet out of the castle. One thing WiggleTheWise was able to do is deny this gold patch, so it's probably influenced at least where Fish Speaker had to put the second TC. And Wiggle with the scout now finding that castle as well, so it's a pretty give and take game so far. Fish Speaker not really using the tech advantage that he has for the time being, other than just as a defensive castle. WiggleTheWise clicking up now with more units out on the map. Idle TC time is double for WiggleTheWise. Why is the eco the same then? That's what I want to know. Am I crazy? Do Franks produce villagers faster in Age of Empires 2? Chat, look it up. Go on the wiki, chat. I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna move past it. Fish Speaker now with the second town center should start to build up a villager lead, though. And where's that? Okay, Wiggle with a few scouts, just asserting some type of control, making the bell ring at least for Fish Speaker, making the attack noise play. Oh, gotta take out the tiger there. Rip. Rip in peace, Tiger. Fish Speaker, though, with the starting scout on stand ground, gonna have a little bit of vision. He sees everything other than the barracks now. If he doesn't, I swear, if he doesn't see this barracks until the game is over, I'm gonna lose it. Manaspa now, okay, we got one Manaspa out. Working on that villager production for red. All the action happening over in red's base. That's one benefit of the proxy, right? Your base completely undisturbed. Actually, so okay, nobody is co-cast. I'm gonna pause really fast because I've been looking at this and I've been wondering, right? Why is he just like waiting to build his next house here or what? No. Can confirm WiggleTheWise large trees user over and out. We can confirm. So he thinks this is walled. We'll see if that comes into play later. But the trees in this game really, they look great when they're big, but really really can mess with you. That's 2 tile gap right there. So if you got any questions about placement for anything on Wiggle's side, just think about the trees. He's playing from a bit of a disadvantage. And it's rough because like every time the game updates, your mods are disabled, right? So if you're using the small trees mod, you're just gonna have to restart your game every time and re-enable them. So it's like kind of off-putting for people that don't maybe care that much about it. Either way, Pikeman coming in for orange. He's still doing a great job this game. Keeping somewhat close in eco. It's not by any means unmanageable. I thought no mods allowed. Real players use real trees. Well, I guess you could say WiggleTheWise might be more real. He might be more of a real one, man. He's definitely a real one for dropping this forward offensive TC. Gotta give it to him. I think WiggleTheWise actually is looking at the map more in like a grander scale. He's like blocking off this whole side, patrolling to make sure nobody gets through here. And he's got the outposts on the left side. So really some great like, I don't know, like large scale decision making there from him. As far as like map vision and positioning goes, I love it. Even on enclosed where you can't wall off. The one villager TC there. This is an interesting castle from Fish Speaker. I think it's basically kind of a throwaway. You can use it to produce Manaspa, which is useful, definitely. And I guess if there's ever a chop through, which we haven't really seen at all on enclosed, at least in this tournament series, it'll defend, but would love to have seen that in a more, like, I guess, useful position. I don't know. I'm nitpicking a little bit. Fish Speaker is 2 minutes away from Imperial Age. If he's not forced to fight, this is always Fish Speaker's preferred move, right? You're not gonna make me fight you? Well, I'm just gonna go imp and get all the technologies I possibly can. When the fight kicks off, though, I'm gonna expect him to kick it up into a little bit higher gear. This castle will at least be useful for production of Manaspa, so can't say too much bad about that. TC gonna go up here for orange, and he's actually microing the villager away from the tiger. Might still get killed. Oh, that's a big T90 woo woo. Rip in chat. Good attempt to save that though. Gotta respect it. If the settings are consistent with what's in the guide for the tournament, it will be set to AI extreme difficulty, which means, oh my goodness, what a castle spot. Which means that those guys will be a little more dangerous than you might be used to. Fish Speaker has finally found the proxy barracks. He's actually going to be pushed back. There are enough spearmen, enough pikemen from WiggleTheWise here, actually, to defend for the time being. The Manaspa not going to be enough. I mean, he might even... Wiggle might even get this castle up, which would be huge. Fish Speaker in imp though. Actually, this might be a bad spot for a castle. Now that I think maybe you delete this castle once you see the Imperial Age come through for your enemy, because these trebs backed up by Manaspa, well, should be able to take it out. Even just from the castle range here. Probably will range to that. That's a great comp from WiggleTheWise. Fishspeaker not able to get up a good mass of units to deal with the hard counter pikeman. Also going for scale mail armor, orange. And he's trying to find a way into the main base. This castle, man, I eat my words so many times in this tournament. I criticize people for stuff. This castle might actually be really useful right now because the army control is there for Wiggle. Fishspeaker not able to produce quite enough Manaspa to get the bonus, the mass bonus that he needs. He's kind of getting run over right now. Okay, this army is taking heavy losses though. Under the TC fire, under the castle fire. And it looks like the trebuchets are going to be able to take down this castle. Army not in position for orange. Manaspa number growing. As long as Fishspeaker doesn't take any more poor engagements. Should be alright. Pikeman's still in the mix. These Trebs might both go down here. Oh, look at all these guys. Look at all the big numbers now for these. And they are at +4 right now with only one with with 2 attack upgrades. So they're getting +2 with their unique ability. Eco difference still pretty close. 57-49. WiggleTheWise only on 1 TC. Able to keep producing consistently enough from that. Oh, what am I talking about? There's one right here. You can't blame me for missing that one. It's in the most random spot you could possibly put a TC. Not a bad spot by any means, but definitely kind of random. Able to keep producing vills, keeping up somewhat with the eco, but you gotta start wondering at what point does the Manaspa's number become too much to handle. For whatever reason, be it a bug, which I think is pretty much confirmed at this point, or just an undocumented ability, the Manaspa is insane against buildings. This many could probably kill a TC right now. They do so much damage to buildings. Look at this. Look at this go down. Boop. It's over. Dead blacksmith. Oh, next one. Oh, it's melting. This unit is insane. And I can't blame Fishspeaker for using it either. Even if it is a bug, he's making the best use he can out of it for the time being. It's in the game, and players are officially allowed to use whatever is in game. So there it goes. Also, that's definitely not game winning here. There are other aspects at play for sure. Economy difference 6250. Military production has dropped off completely for WiggleTheWise. He's fallen back to the home base. Going for some walls off here. Some more houses. And barracks. Naspa will still die to enough pikemen that would... No, you don't get Halberdier in Castle Age. This is the highest upgrade you can get on the pikemen for now, besides a couple more blacksmith upgrades. Manaspa coming in. And it's just the fast Imperial timing. If he's allowed to do it, Fishspeaker is really strong. I played a skirmish against him a couple weeks ago where, you know, pretty much let him just go Imperial Age. A little light scout rush and then just kind of back off for a little bit. And man, that was a spooky one. Once he gets to that tech level, he's pretty solid. Naspa taking down that TC. Castle on the side for Fishspeaker, and 6750. More villages going down, and not quite enough. I think Halb Mass here, they're kind of trickling in for WiggleTheWise. It's really hard because your town center has gone down. You're under a ton of pressure. Your main eco is dead. There's 34 villagers left. Really hard to not trickle in this position instead of like messing up. But WiggleTheWise calls it there. Fish Speaker allowed to snowball out of control and takes the match. So Fish Speaker has unlocked the ability with this match to challenge upwards to A tier if he would like to. And I think he was the challenger here, so he gains 2 points in the league point scheme of things. I think he's actually challenging Cycrius on Tuesday. They'll play that, so we'll know by Friday, by next Friday, if he has made it to A League. Score here. I mean, just Wiggle with the proxy. Really good move to do that, but maybe just needs a little bit more speed on utilizing it. Because Fish Speaker pretty much untouched until Imperial Age. Couple of scouts, but nothing crazy. Was able to just fully tech up and get to his win condition. 8 p.m. there, a little higher for WiggleTheWise. Fish Speaker making the most out of what he's got. As far as, I mean, who knows how this is measured, but well played. GG from both, for both, to both, what have you. And GG to you, chat, because that's the last match of the day. By the way, a reminder, if anybody here is participating in the Winter Bash, next Friday, December 1st, is the deadline for qualification into the top 8 bracket, which is like, I guess, the like premier part of the event or whatever, I don't know. You have to be in at least A League based on how many people are playing this year. And if you are in A League, you better hope you got a few points under your belt, because I think it's going to be a fight for that even. There's like 9 people. At least one A League player is going to be eliminated from the top 8 bracket based on points. So, good luck.